Back to Couple Movie Watchers with Anna
and Ryan. In today's video, it's all about the movie Nobody. We're going to deep dive in our thoughts, our feelings, how we enjoyed the movie, if you should watch the movie, and maybe a little bit about the blockbuster numbers. But this is a fun and entertaining show where we talk a lot of smack, but we keep entertaining and let you know the real when it comes to these movies, TV shows, streamings, or whatever else we're talking about. So watch this amazing intro, and then we're going to jump right into the video. Dun, 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 dun. All right, welcome back, everybody. So we just seen the movie Nobody. It's at the movie theaters and is on streaming at the same time. So Anna, what are your thoughts about the movie Nobody? Did you know about it before we watched it, or like what were your overall thoughts about it?
I didn't know what it was about, and the preview was okay, and ended up like I didn't have expectations for it, but it ended up being really good, like the action and then the story.
I totally agree. Like, I thought the preview was actually okay, so it made me somewhat interested in the movie. The movie, as far as the action goes, A+. It was definitely raw. Like, when you watch a lot of movies, you just beat up a bad guy and they just die. I like the rawness in this movie because at the end of the day, if you shoot somebody, they don't necessarily immediately die. They might die slow. The action
I like that part where like he would talk to them close to the end, and then like he turns around, they're dead. That part was funny.
Yeah, I thought that was really good too. Like, and that was a good thing about it too. It's like the action sequence, even though it's unrealistic, some of the stuff he was doing, it was realistic in the point of, it took him a while to kind of beat some people up sometimes. So the killing was definitely, it was somewhat unique. So I did like that about it. It kind of reminds me of the movie John Wick. It's basically all those movies where, well, more so John Wick, where you mess with the wrong guy, now you got to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought that was really cool and unique. The story, they made the story fresh with a basic idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've seen these movies before where somebody have a certain set of skills and they kick everybody's butt. But in this movie, they made it fresh, they made it unique, they made it about family.
Mm-hmm.
The character was kind of flawed for a certain degree as well.
In the beginning, right?
Overall, I think he was a flawed character because like a lot of things he was doing, even his motivation to have a family was kind of flawed. So he wasn't a perfect character because even the things that got him into trouble, he shouldn't have took it that far.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a guy who had a lot of flaws, and deep down he was a violent person who needed this. He had a lot of rage inside,
Mm-hmm.
but he wanted, at the same time, he needed to fight criminals, or in his mind, presumably the bad guys. But he was definitely a flawed character with a lot of skill, which made for a fun and exciting movie. Who was your favorite character in this movie?
I'm gonna say his friend.
Oh, okay. We're not gonna go into details, but I think I know what friend you're talking about, right? Him?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Sniper guy.
That's interesting. I thought you wouldn't have said that, but he was, when they showed you who his friend was, it was kind of like, oh, I don't think I've seen him in the previews, but they might show in the previews. But when you see who he is, either you're gonna know immediately who he is or you're not. So we're not going to give you spoilers on who his friend was, but I want to say, oh, he's in this movie, huh?
Yeah. Just like the whole time he's like, I'm not going to save you. And then all of that happened. And it was just cool, like the action.
Yeah, and I like the fact that, he wasn't necessarily just this one-man killing machine. He was a family man. He did have relationships with people.
Mm-hmm.
John Wick is really just him, no family, and just a dog. And that's pretty much it. With a certain set of skills. This guy has a family. And I think that adds to the movie because he does have a family. It is somewhat dysfunctional. His kid doesn't really look up to him if you watch the previews. He's a guy where you think he's a wimp, but deep down he's not. And I think everybody has that duality where sometimes people just want to yell at the world, and I think this is a good movie for that. Fun. I thought overall, and it was fun. John Wick was a lot of good action, but it's a very serious tone. This had action and it was serious, but it was also fun.
Funny, yeah, fun.
Yeah, and that's one thing I did like about it, because sometimes these movies can be too serious. Everybody dies. Well, a lot of people do die, but it was still fun and entertaining, and I think that's what a good summer movie is all about. So highly recommend it. It's still at the movie theaters. It's number 2 at the box office, and it's also on streaming. So if you don't watch it at the movie theaters, you can stream it online now. They have it on wherever you want to order your movies at. So you could rent it or buy it now. So definitely worth checking out. Any final thoughts? You're nodding your head. They cannot hear what that is.
It is a fun movie and it is exciting watching him, kicking butt and then him figuring out how to like take care of his family at the same time and changing, I guess, his mindset. And
I don't know if he changed his mindset. I think
you don't think he changed his mindset?
No, I think he reverted back to who he was because he was always a violent person or somewhat violent, but I think that part of him was dormant for so long that he needed to kind of re-energize. Because you notice, like once he came back to the guy that he was, his family life turned a little bit better to a certain degree. So I think it was all about revisiting who you truly are. Because at the end of the day, all those things that he was doing was him, right? And it wasn't until he realized who he was that everything became better for him, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all we got. Any final words?
No.
No? Positive? Sure?
Yeah.
Should people watch this?
Yeah.
Movie theater or home?
Whichever.
Whichever, as long as you see it, right?
Yeah.
Better than John Wick or no?
I've never seen that one.
You never seen John Wick? Really? Really?
Don't plan to watch it.
So you don't plan on watching it? Wow. This is a revelation here. Wow. Okay, we're just going to end on that note. So make sure you hit subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know if you've seen this movie. Do you plan on seeing this movie? If not, why not? Until next time.
Peace.